Too nervous. Welcome to the Referees Corner right here on IslandStats.com. I'm your host, Earl Baston, and today I'm going to be joined by three, maybe four, referees. We have a youth referee, and we have two what we consider senior referees. Joining me first here is I'll let her introduce herself. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What's your name?
Jaya Smith.
You can speak louder than that, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we're going to have a conversation. Now, you come from a family of football, would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, how long have you been interested in football, and what's some of the things that you like about it that got you heavily involved in it?
I like that I could be free while I'm doing it.
Right.
It's just like something that I've always loved to do. I've
Mhm.
played since I was young,
Right.
about 7.
Okay. What position you play?
Midfield,
Okay. Now you're considering yourself a youth referee. Why?
because I got asked to do the course.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
And you
years old,
decided to do it.
asked to do it. Yeah.
You got roped into it then.
Not really. It
No?
was a choice, I guess.
Oh, okay. So you decided to go ahead and do it.
Yes.
What are some of the things that you've been doing that you learned at the course? Maybe you didn't know about the rules of the game. Quite a bit. I'll say it for you, quite a bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So what age groups are you refereeing now?
So far, I've only backed under 11s
Oh,
and under 7s.
now I'm gonna say something. You seem as if you're very shy. Maybe it's nervous, but you're very shy. You're refereeing under 11 matches. You don't blow the whistle like that, do you?
Yeah.
You do?
I mean, when it's necessary.
Oh, okay. So you take control of the game. So how many games have you officiated? Can you remember?
4.
Four. And what are some of the same things that continuously happen in the games that you're constantly having to um, kind of put a stop to?
Like fouls, like
Mhm.
deliberate fouls.
Right.
Um,
Okay. For the under 11s, to constantly and deliberately fouling.
it just depends who's playing, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Different teams, yeah.
Oh, okay. Now, if you were talking to a few of your friends, not related with football, but say school friends that don't play the game, what would you tell them about refereeing?
It's like open my eyes to a different side of the game.
Hmm.
So that's the good part of it.
So you're not back talking the referees anymore, or did you do that before?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you never questioned the referee's decision.
I mean, yes, but
It's one of those things where you want to say something but you don't.
yeah.
Okay, all right. Would you consider the course that you've done, I guess the beginner's course, tough?
No, it's just getting over the rules
Hmm.
and making sure you know them.
Right. It's a lot of reading.
Yeah.
But being in the national program, does that help you understand it a little more because you're constantly training at different things and doing different things?
Yeah, still I knew some of the rules as it was, so it helped.
Right. How does officiating help you as a person?
I mean, it helps me to realize that sometimes the calls don't always go how you want them,
Hmm.
but you realize why.
Right.
Because,
That's what the referee sees, and that's the referee's call.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think it's something you continue to do?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. One game at a time, huh?
Yeah,
Now, what's wrong with your team?
18.
Your Premier Division team? We'll probably get the biggest answer out of you now. What's wrong with your team? What's going on?
I don't know.
They need some girls to play. You think you can help out? No, you can't help the coach right now? No? Okay. All right. So all right. Well, we want to encourage you to keep refereeing. Have fun with it, especially football. If you're enjoying football, keep enjoying it and have fun at it and get the lighter side of refereeing, because you can learn a lot. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to thank you for your time. And joining me in a few minutes will be Greg Todd, another referee. This, I believe, is his first year in assisting the program. Greg, as we all know, is the former president, I believe, of the Bermuda Basketball Association. His background, I guess he loves sports because um, he's gone from bouncing the ball to kicking and heading the ball. So should be very interesting and a good conversation coming up because he knows I know a lot more about him than a lot of other people. So first of all, Greg, welcome to Referee's Corner.
Thank you. How you doing, Earl?
I'm good. I'm good. Now, when did you decide you was going to get involved in officiating?
It was very simple. My 9-year-old son wanted to start playing football, and so, hey, got to get involved.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you think you would get involved to the degree in which you are involved at the senior level as well?
Um, yes, only because about 10 years ago, I was looking to referee when I thought I'd finished playing basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up going, as you mentioned, ended up going back to basketball. Then went to the administrative side of basketball, and that's since ended.
Mm-hmm.
And coincided with my son now wanting to play football. And with anything my kids do, I'm always all in. All in.
Now, how much of the administration of basketball helped to give you the sense that I can do this refereeing? A different sport.
Well, I guess all organizations are the same, structure's the same. You have your administration, you have your coaches, you have your players. I was definitely player administration, never coaching. And I guess there's another component of administration, or I guess has to be refereeing.
Mm-hmm.
I never delved that into basketball. And in fact, you can imagine I was a player, never appreciated what referees do.
Especially when it's against you.
Especially when against me. I thought they were the enemy.
Right.
But doing this, I'm actually enjoying it. Again, another organization to be a part of. It's a great team. Everyone works and looks out for each other. So I guess the teamwork piece of it from basketball onto here is what attracted me.
Now, for someone of your background, you're always into sports, but learning the rules of football to be able to officiate, did you find that a little challenging?
Well, no, not really. I mean, I play basketball. I didn't play basketball until I was 15. I'm Bermudian, so everyone comes up playing football.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I get heckled out there. This is not basketball and so forth.
Right.
But, I mean, come on, you come up playing football, you come up watching football. So that part wasn't that hard. However, there are some rule changes from what I thought the rules were.
Yes.
And that's what I find very challenging on any given day. People challenge you on rules. And to be honest, I'm shocked at how players, coaches, and fans don't actually know the rules. And I'm sorry, some referees as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. When you're out and about, as you say, you get challenged sometimes. This is in basketball, but how much of that do you want to turn around and say, well, if you don't think I know what I'm doing, why don't you come and do it?
That is the cooler. That's the answer to everything. And don't get me wrong, being out there, again, I'm just the assistant referee. I actually do refereeing in the center for Corona games. And you can sit in the sidelines and it looks easy. I can watch TV, that was a call.
Right.
Watching replay upon replay, but making live decisions that impact the game. It's serious.
Right.
It's
right.
serious. So,
even if it's not a Premier Division game, it's because everyone's waiting for your call.
Yeah, everyone's waiting for my call, and everyone thinks that the level that they're playing is the level that they,
Right.
that's important to them.
Right.
So, I would encourage more people to come out there, but It's tough because fans are hard, and I mean even coaches. And one thing I do like, what I've seen for the most part, is on the court,
On the field?
on the field, things stay in the field. Yeah, players coming at you, coaches coming at you, fans coming at you. After the game, they all come up to you. Well, usually they went inside and say, "Good game, referee."
Right.
You know, and then even the fans will say, "Listen, you know, we got a mess if you we have to play." You know, and that's part of it. I've only seen one time where somebody took it outside of the field of play and was just going on about a call that I made.
Right.
But other than that, I mean, you know,
Do you remember your first game?
yes, I do.
Who was it against? And I mean, not who was the game, but
Well, okay, it was a preseason game. Actually, it was under 15s, BAA versus must have been Cougars, something like
right.
that. And even at that age, guys think they know the rules. It's important to them. And I do remember my first Premier game would have been against, sorry, not Premier, my first official game would have been, I think it was Paget versus BAA.
Oh, BAA.
BAA.
Paget won 2-0.
Yes, and yeah, that was a wake up call that guys are serious. You know what I mean? They want you to make their calls. Remember, the gladiators out there, they don't want anyone that's out there not knowing the rules. They're going to challenge you.
Right.
Okay. They want to, and now looking at the race for the first division, that could have been an important game.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, down the line, I'm thinking the first early season game, no, but now you're looking at how close it is between BAA, Paget, and Rangers. The difference that could make, early on to now,
It's a huge one.
huge. So
what would you say would be you'd be more nervous at? Your appearance as a referee assistant in a Premier Division match, or you lining up in for Bermuda in a final of basketball?
Oh, at this stage, easy. At this stage, obviously. So you're asking which I'll be more.
Which one were you more nervous at?
Right now, obviously, it's got to be football, basketball. I've been playing that for 15 years. Played overseas, but now with football, I mean, people are watching. People are relying on you, and sometimes you mess up or different things. And they say you're the referee.
Right.
They understand. They understand your significance when it comes to making the calls, even if they don't like it. But I mean, I watch all these senior guys, Martin, Garrick, and all these guys who are very helpful. And you have to control that game, and you have to make a call and sell that call. You have to apply the rules to the situation in a split second. So right now, I am very nervous.
Right.
And then not only that, you have, thousands of people out there who have played at higher levels of football than I've ever played.
Right.
Okay, and again, who feel they know the rules. And you got some coaches with a lot of credentials, badges, and different things who feel they know the game.
Right.
So that makes me nervous at this time. That's.
When you got involved in this, would you say you were comfortable in the level in which you've now achieved? Because obviously, when you come in, like you say, your 9-year-old was getting involved, and you wanted to get involved as well. But where you've gone from initially saying, "Okay, I'll sign up," to where you are now. Does that surprise you?
It does, because basically you can ask, all I wanted to do was the youth games.
Right.
And I was to don't even worth it. You're coming here. If you know Cranston Williams, he said don't even worth it.
Right.
You're doing the full Monty,
Right.
And I understood when they said, it'll take a while to get ready for premiership games, to be in the middle. I can see that evolution takes a while. And fans and everyone should know that the refereeing federation is not going to just push anybody out there. They're going to make sure you're ready. You're constantly assessed. First, you start off, they'll assess you at youth games, and then at first division and premiership, and it's a harrowing experience.
Right.
So to be this far, I was shocked when I had to run the line for premiership games. That was an experience. A couple of weeks ago, I actually got thrown into it. A couple of people didn't show up here or there, which happens. And doing it is the only way you're going to get better.
Right.
What
was that ride or drive like to that premiership game? Because obviously you're now saying, Yeah, I'll do it, but I'm hoping.
Well, actually, funnily enough, 2 weeks ago, it was actually PHC versus Robin Hood. I'm talking about
Top of the table.
top of the table clash,
Right.
two of the fastest guys.
Uh,
Can you imagine trying to chase the boy down the sideline
right.
and everyone telling you, keep up with the play, referee? So I felt good that I was able, physically fit, to actually keep up. And again, I wasn't scheduled to actually to do that.
Right.
Basically, happened to be there from a previous game. Greg, let's go. And the referees, they said, look, support you. They know that I know the rules. And I was just, hey, it's time to apply it. Let's go. And after the game, I was applauded. The fans were happy. The referees are happy. And, people see me now and they say, I remember that game you were the assistant referee. You did a good job.
That's all you ask.
That's all you can ask. And
Do you find yourself now critiquing even referees in the sport of basketball? Because I know you still watch it. So are you watching them more now?
No, but I do watch premiership games and all football games differently.
Right.
I'm not ball watching anymore. I'm watching what's going on around the pitch.
Right.
And it's unfortunate that how
They
market,
angle the
how the
cameras,
angle
yeah.
is. You don't always get to see the referee. It's
Right.
more on the players.
Only when they think they got it wrong.
Yeah, right. And then again, you get to see replays and so forth. But funnily enough, I don't say I've turned my back on basketball, but I got into my kids want to play basketball. Right now, football is it. So
Right.
I haven't watched basketball locally in almost a year.
Right.
And so, like I said, I watch football differently now. Sometimes I just go to games and just watch my colleagues,
Right.
see what they're doing, and I don't care. You learn something every single time, whether it be a rule, whether it be a situation, something about the players, something about you just learn something every single time.
All right. Well, Greg, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, it's a pleasure.
We'll look out for you on the sideline.
Okay.
Well, that's Greg Todd, one of the officials who have jumped into the fray this season, has taken up the mantle of and the challenge of being a Bermuda referee, and we look forward to him continuing on and enjoying more of football. Now joining me is none other than Stacey Babb. Stacey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Don't be afraid. You got to come over, sir. All right, right there, right there. You're cool. You're cool. Well, Stacey, you've played a lot of football. You went to school, went to college, played football, been in the national program, and so forth. But what is it about football that gives you a drive, gives you the passion that you love to play the sport or be around the sport?
Pretty much basically the freedom of the sport itself, within itself, and as well as the contact of the sport. And also having the ability to, actually in my sense, it's having the ability to show that you could play, because as a female, I always like to say females shouldn't do this, females shouldn't do that. So proving people wrong has always been,
That's always an uphill battle, especially now that you're into the officiating side. Are you looked at differently when it comes to officiating? Because we've had females officiating for a while, but you hear those comments made about they need to learn the rules, they need to keep up with it. Do you find or do you hear the same kind of comments on or off the pitch?
What, in reference to me?
Yeah.
Not really.
Right.
I guess because some individuals that have seen me play, growing up seeing me play, know that I could actually play the sport. So officiating is just another aspect to learn, and especially learning the more intricate rules about the actual sport. Basically doesn't hinder when it comes to, I guess, their opinion of me.
Yeah. Now, you came up when football, we had the women's league. You went away to school, you came back, but then kind of women's football fell dormant for a while. We've had the National Academy. In your view, if we still had continued with the women's league, what do you think Bermuda football on the women's side would be kind of today?
I've always felt, especially starting football at such a young age as 11 and 12, I've always felt if the focus was on a little bit in the sport as well, on the women's game, especially getting away and playing against national sport players from the U.S., Nigeria, Trinidad, all over, and being some teammates of theirs as well. That we could be a lot further. It's a benefit that the under-17s did qualify. Interesting enough, not having a league to play in. So a few of them definitely have benefited from starting out early. Some playing on boys' teams because they had no choice at the end of the day. The caliber that we do have on the women's side, in a sense, surpasses what we have on the men's side. But the support isn't there. We have always, catered to the male, because at the end of the day, do they really want to see women play football? If they supported us years back, even before I started playing, who knows where we could have been? I know for a fact we could have been trying to qualify or close to qualifying for World Cup, possibly been on the World Cup stage. When it came to, and I started playing, making the national squad at 16, and the girls that I was playing that were with my age, if it was some investment there where we even had under 17, under 21, we would have been far. It's a good thing now that we do have the under 17, under 21. It's the building stages. We always missing a stage. So we have the youth playing now, but it's no women's league. So
now, football is never too far away from you, because now you've decided to join the ranks of the referees. Was that something, I know, because I'm always hounding you about getting out there and officiating. I'm only one of several that do it. But was that something you had thought about prior to, say, even me saying, you know what, I think you'll do a good job?
No, not really, because I wanted to play football at the highest level, even make it professional, which I possibly could have. But, what's in the sport for you? Everything happens for a reason. Officiating, coming up, watching football, especially La Liga, Real Madrid, Barcelona, all those guys play, Roberto Carlos, Figo, all those guys, Raul. Watching them play, but also I tended to, when Piero Luigi Collina was officiating their matches, I tended to focus on him a little bit more, like subconsciously, because I loved how he managed his games. And also it was a time when players would play instead of, diving and all that other nonsense that they do today. Playing another sport of gymnastics. But anyways, they loved the game where they were allowed to play, and how he managed the game, allowed the flow of the game to show and shine.
Now, you've had the opportunity to be around the FIFA instructors who have come here over the period of the last 2 years. What are some of the things they have encouraged you personally to do to improve your game?
To improve my game, officiating sense, of course.
Officiating, yes.
Basic fitness aspect of things, as well as, I didn't know it was so technical when it came to assistant referee with the flag work, what hand it needed to be in when you're making certain calls and stuff, which gets a little tiring sometimes, just learning out how technical it actually is. How you should be holding the flag while you're running. It's very technical. As well as just knowing every in and out law of the game itself. Has been interesting, because as a player, you just know the bare basics. Even, realizing that off a goal kick, you're not offside. Was an interesting one. But it basically encouraged me to, pick up my fitness, take it a bit more serious. So
I got to ask the question, are you taking that?
Of course, I always take it in. My issue is the quality of football that is required to officiate. It's a little taxing for me, because I still want to play. I don't have anywhere to play. Sometimes play masters, but anyways, that I tend to, just want to go on the field and play instead of having to officiate. No other option to possibly make it to FIFA level, especially with the guest women's team kind of being on hiatus for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Also realizing that it takes 11 plus players to make it to that level.
Right.
It's been a little, interesting transition.
Right. No, I'm glad you said possibly FIFA. If you want to make it, you realize the way to make it is through officiating. But have you had that serious conversation with yourself, as far as if I want to do this, this is what I've got to do?
Yeah, I've had that serious conversation with myself in reference to it. It's just, sometimes you wish you would have known what you do now when you're a
Years
little
ago.
younger.
You have more energy, you mean?
Oh, I'm always got enough
I
energy.
was just saying,
But
I'm waiting for
having
something
a
else.
couple of more years
Right.
before, they say cut off, because everybody's got this cut off age for everything in life to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Because they equate age to ability, which makes absolutely no sense.
We have to be able to prove them that they're wrong.
Yeah, and that's my joy.
Okay. All right. So you go, you put your hand up as well and say, you know what, I'm going to officiate. What would you consider one of the most biggest challenges you had once you entered the room to start going over rules and regulations?
Going over rules regulations is not that difficult. The biggest challenge is the quality of football you officiate. Just being honest.
Yeah.
But I guess the biggest challenge, I would say off the field.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that off the field is the technical work of the flag, as well as how you should be running, where you should be when ball's going on.
Mm-hmm. Do you find you tend to want to try and keep eye contact with the referee in the middle, so you have that kind of understanding of the relationship? It's very difficult to have eye contact with the other referee assistant who's out across the other side of the field, but try to make eye contact just to feel comfortable, in a match.
Yeah, it's very important too. It becomes difficult because, of course, you're trying to watch across the line for offside calls, and then when you're trying to watch across the line, it's a throw in. You're trying to use your peripheral to, cover whether or not it's going to be a foul within that moment of the throw in.
Do you think officiating is not appreciated in such that people feel as if the quality, you talk about the quality of football, the quality of officiating is negative?
The quality of officiating has definitely improved over the last couple of years, especially as a player. The quality of football on the other side has diminished, to be honest. But the thing is trying to bring the quality of football and officiating along the same lines to our overall game getting better, officiating and playing sense. The most important aspect as well is the fans' mindset. A lot of them are very negative. Of course, they treat it like, I don't know, they must be, of course they're making bets on the game, but how they act towards it.
Right.
But some of them, like was stated before, don't understand the rules as well. And some of them wouldn't even step forward to even officiate, but have so much to say to officials.
Right.
And if you have so much to say about officials and the performance, why don't you put your foot forward to step in and assist with, the officiating and the improvement of overall, especially if you have so much more.
Right. Now, what are some of the things you guys have been working with? Mondays is training, a get-together session. You guys go over your matches and so on. But what are some of the things you've encountered or around the table you guys have talked about that you probably didn't think would occur in a football game? Because everybody's got a different story at the end of a game. So you're sitting there and you're saying, wow, I never knew that could even happen. So has there ever been a moment like that around the table with the other officials?
For me, not as much, because I understand the mindset of fans. I understand the mindset of players, especially those that actually really think that they're better than what they actually are. So it's nothing that has occurred that I'm not surprised of it occurring. Because at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, it's just as good as the people that surround you. So the players that surround me, your fans that are surrounding you, coaches definitely, some coaches take advantage of certain situations. Some even presidents take advantage of certain situations. But sometimes they just need to keep their mouths closed.
All right. Well, I want to thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. And folks, that's it for the Referees Corner right here on IslandStats.com. I'm your host, Earl Basin, and do enjoy the rest of your night.